Chapter 711. Andrew was partially disabled now, and his whole body was in such terrible pain that all courage and strength dissipated from his body completely. He glanced at Alex in despair, and all his victims started to flash in his mind. Would he also follow his victims' footsteps tonight? Would he be crushed and killed by a skillful hitman who was much stronger than he was? Andrew was immensely terrified right now. Indeed, he was strong, but it didn't mean that he was not afraid to die. It was the exact opposite. The more he killed, the more he cherished life. He wanted to stay alive and live comfortably. This was why he worked under the Whale family as their hitman. He would kill all the family's enemies under their command, and in exchange, he would receive a large sum of reward. After living a lavish and comfortable life for so many years, he felt that life was too good to give up right now, so he could not accept the fate of dying tonight. He cried and begged, "Master Anderson, Your Royal Highness, sorry for underestimating you. I had no idea you were so powerful and almighty. Please, I'm just working under the Whale family and obeying their orders, please spare me." Alex chided coldly, "I think you are even more hateful because you are working for them." Then, he stomped on Andrew's right shoulder, shattering his right arm. Andrew wailed in utter despair while Alex said in disgust, "I can still understand for those who come to kill me because they have real grudges with me, but you. There is nothing between you and me, but you've come to kill me for the sake of money. Tell me, doesn't that make you even more hateful than my enemies?" "Master Anderson, I'm sorry." Andrew did not expect that a few defenses for himself would end up making Alex more agitated. Now, both his shoulders had been shattered and his arms hung beside him like two lifeless cables that could only move and sway with his body. He was basically good for nothing now. Alex turned around, glared at the frightened Mr. Joey and Ethan, and huffed coldly, "You think you're so strong that you can bully my father-in-law, huh?" The arrogant father and son suddenly broke out in cold sweat. They had every reason to be afraid though. The 6 men that Alex had just defeated were Edward Whale's personal bodyguards, and they were very powerful despite their young age. Never in their dreams did they imagine that such a strong team would collapse on the floor like dummies after being beaten by Alex single-handedly. Ethan panicked when such an absurd scene occurred right in front of his eyes. He pressed the dagger against Stephen's neck and threatened in a shaky voice, "Stop, Alex, stop. Or else I'll kill your father-in-law right now." Stephen was trembling in fear and cried, "Alex, save me, Alex." Right at this moment, Mr. Joey suddenly raised his arm and slapped Ethan across the face. Ethan was in a daze, blinking his eyes to get rid of the starry sight that appeared in front of him. Stunned, he covered his face and asked, "Dad, why did you slap me?" Mr. Joey growled angrily, "You stupid bastard, how dare you point the dagger at Master Anderson's father-in-law's neck? Kneel down right now." Then, he turned around, knelt on the floor with a loud thump, and shouted, tears covering his face, "Master Anderson, I was just getting orders from Stephen and Edward Whale to kill Don Stephen, and they will help me take his place. They also ordered me to kill you to seek revenge for his son. Sorry, I wasn't thinking straight at the time. Please, I beg you, please forgive me." Ethan was not the sharpest tool in the shed, but Mr. Joey was. He knew very well that Alex had the absolute upper hand in the current situation, so if he still chose to come face to face with Alex now, it would be digging his own grave. Of course, he wanted to take Don Stephen's place very badly, but he had to stay alive in order to sit in his place. So, nothing mattered to him anymore. The Whale family, the #1 family in the South region, the king of the underworld, none of it mattered as long as he could survive.